Hello everyone and welcome back to Geography 113. This is just a brief week check-in. This is now week 6. So let me just show you what we're going to be doing in the modules for week 6. So you should be already wrapping up the editing tutorials. I know that last week on module 5 there are 5 assignments. So you're probably taking your time with these modules. Some of the advanced editing and the working with features, this one is going to take a little bit longer. Okay, so hopefully you're already wrapping up module 5 and you can begin working on module 6, where we focus on geocoding and topology. So the first 2 pages are just an introduction to geocoding and some of the steps that we traditionally do in ArcGIS. Notice that in our tutorial, geocoding, I also have a short lecture here on geocoding and topologies. Geocoding is a set of tools that you can add to the geodatabase, and topologies is a different set of tools. Geocoding is, you will slightly look into some of that here. For example, in this tutorial, you're going to get sample data, these addresses. They don't represent anything specific. But what we're going to do is we're going to compile these addresses from a data table. You're going to download them from this data table here. And remember that when you download this data table, you have to save it as a CSV file. So you might have to download it, open it, and then do a save as from Excel and save it as a CSV, comma separated value that can be CSV for Mac or CSV for Windows. And then following the instructions on this tutorial, you're going to use some simple geocoding tools to bring these addresses from a data table to XY points. Once you do that, then you're going to create a tessellation to aggregate these points as hexagons, and then you're going to extrude from a 2D to a 3D scene visualization. And so this gives you an idea of something that is possible if you want to work with, if you want to incorporate 3D elements into your final project as well. Once you finish that tutorial, I go over geodatabase topologies briefly. This topology rules poster that is loading here, I mentioned it a few times. You should see if you can go through this geodatabase topology poster here or in tutorial 7 of our textbook. It's going to become important for you to be familiar with some of these topologies. Okay, so for 7-1, there's a video tutorial from GIS Helper. That's for tutorial 7-1. You're going to be working on map topologies, which is a simple way of using topology. And then geodatabase topologies is for tutorial 7-2. This is a longer video. I try to break down the correction process. Once you create a topology, you add rules. You have to validate if there are any mistakes in editing. Okay, so this is going to be a longer tutorial. But for this week, we don't have too many tutorials. Only the geocoding review lab, that should take you about 45 minutes, and then the working with topologies, this should take you about 2 hours to finish the whole, both 7-1 and 7-2, okay? As always, if you have any questions, let me know. We are coming to the end of our modules, so for next week, we're going to be focusing, we are done focusing on the tutorials. If you look at our textbook, tutorial 7 is the last tutorial we have in our textbook. And so we're going to focus on the data acquisition component of the class. I'm going to be showing you, starting next week, different ways that you can acquire data from online sources, especially government websites or educational websites as well. And then we're just going to be focusing on preparing your final project for week 7 and preparing for the presentation and to turn in the final project on week 8. Okay? If you have any questions on the assignments or the processes, let me know. I'm still catching up on grades. I apologize, I have not finished grading everybody's midterm, but you should have your grade in the coming days, okay? Other than that, if you have any other specific questions, send me a message on campus or see me during office hours as well. Have a good afternoon.